Board. And we're going to do Instagram live too. So don't worry, no one really can see this. Well, people can see this, but people don't know if you're on or not because it's really tiny. So hey, everybody on Instagram live and on our Zoom call tonight. So we're into day 3 of 80-Day Obsession, and I'm honestly feeling great. I have not stepped on the scale since the weekend, but I can literally feel a difference in my clothes and just like my energy and everything. So I'm feeling really, really awesome. If you guys are new to Zoom, you can still ask questions in the chat. At the end, we'll also open it up for questions as well. So Leah is going to start us off tonight. So Leah, if you want to unmute yourself and you can take it over.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'll just give you guys like a very brief intro too, because I don't know who's jumping on. That was not on the prior call. So my name is Leah Lewis, and I am a coach on the team. Excuse my dog if you hear him barking in the background randomly. I've been coaching for a little over 2 years. I am so excited for 80 Day. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, my dog's going crazy, sorry. Okay, so I am absolutely loving 80 Day. I'm feeling really good, and I'm loving the energy in the group. So you guys should be really proud of yourselves, and that's kind of something that I want to talk about a little bit at the beginning of our call, is just really as you are starting your journey, especially if you are brand new, or even if you're not brand new, but like, you know, like you fell off the wagon and this is like a really clean start for you, right? It's really easy at the beginning of your journey, especially this week, if you are feeling like the workouts are really hard, you're feeling super sore, or you're even just feeling like a little bit upset or down at yourself. And I wanted to share just a little bit of the story because I was talking to one of my clients this week, and she was really upset actually at herself. Like, she finished the workout and she was doing really good. And don't worry, I'm not going to say your name. So, but she was feeling really like upset about herself. And I could really relate to that because I remember at the beginning of my journey how hard the workouts were. Like, how much that I felt like, wow, like, holy crap, like I let myself get so out of shape. And now I'm excited to be on this journey, right? I'm really excited, but I'm also like kind of, it's like flat, it's smack in my face, like how defeated I had allowed myself to get. So what I always like to make sure that, I talk to my clients about, and that is really important for you guys, is to just really make sure that you remember that, number one, like, you guys made this commitment for yourselves. The fact that you decided that you're here, that you're showing up, and that you're doing this every single day is, first of all, like a humongous victory, right? It's humongous victory because you guys probably had said for so long that you were going to do something and you didn't, right? And another thing is that it's very easy to look at the things that maybe you aren't good at, or that's you're struggling with, or that's hard. But instead of doing that, really focusing on the growth and the progress and celebrating your journey as you get stronger, as you have results, as you feel more confident, whatever those are, right? And so what we call that in, like, in our little world is called non-skill victories. And if you've already been in groups, you know what these are. And I really, really, really think that's important during week 1, just even the first month, to really, and I've seen some people in the groups already talking about this, so I love this. But really to focus on that, like, we're not right now at the beginning focusing on the scale. We're not focusing on the end result, right? That's our goal. That's where we want to go. We have this goal or vision of what we want for our health, our body, or whatever it is, right? But along the way, even though it might be hard now, we're going to focus on the growth and the change. So For some of us, that may be, the fact that we're waking up every day for 3 days in a row early before, like when our alarm went off, because if we didn't, our workout wasn't going to get done, right? Like that's honestly me. So I'm super proud of myself. Like I didn't hit snooze and I got out of bed and I did my workout. That's really huge. So, applauding yourself for that and really staying focused on the things that you're making progress on. It could be the fact that at dinner time, when your kids have chicken fingers or any type of leftover food on their plate, you didn't go and grab some of their food, right? You resisted that temptation, and as you continue to do that, right, like that's where those habits that you were doing before that you're now changing are going to be really key. It could mean that every single day you used to go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, and instead of doing that now, you have replaced that with drinking your Shakeology every day and filling your body with really good nutrition. It could be a ton of things, right? And if you guys are on, I would definitely use a chat right now. Tell us about a non-scale victory that you are already proud about so far this week. And just stay focused on the things that you're doing that are well, right? Why is that important? I talked a little bit about this, and I'm not going to go a lot into it today, but why is it important? Because we're focusing on the things that we're changing. We're focusing on the growth. We're focusing on the things that we're proud of. And when we do that, we're going to feel really excited. We're going to see those things. We're going to focus that. We're going to feel then positive versus maybe feeling a little bit hangry, feeling a little bit tired, feeling a little bit sore. All of those things are probably a reality for some of us. But we're going to focus on the growth, the victories, right? I was just reading some of these. Yeah, ignoring the pizza and the chicken nuggets, drinking tea, not wine. I have been drinking coffee without almond milk, and I'm pretty proud of myself because I like my coffee. So I'm pretty proud about that. Okay, and another thing, so the next thing that I wanted to just talk a little bit about is another thing that I suggest that you do if you haven't already. If you guys are journal people, if you're not journal people, and I am not one of those people that was like naturally a journal person, if you are a journal person, and if you're not a journal person, whatever you are, I suggest you go get one, okay? And here's the reason why, is because all of these things that we're talking about, all of this progress, all of the reflections that you are sharing in the group, it's really nice to, on a daily basis, spend like 5 minutes. You don't have to spend any more than that, and journal about like your day. Share about your day. Share about the ups and downs. Share about the things you're proud about. I personally have a routine every morning. It's actually, this is a little bit different because now I'm waking up and the first thing I'm doing is I'm drinking my shake. So my routine now is I'm waking up, I drink my shake. I now have 30 minutes because I'm doing a condensed version in the morning, 30 to 40 minutes. So what I do is I sit in that corner back there while my kids are still sleeping with a light on so I don't fall back asleep. And I read a book, and I read a book about my personal development, we call it. So the book that I'm reading right now is called The Urban Monk, and it's about finding modern hacks to stop time and find success, happiness, and peace. It's really good. But what I also do after I do some reading is that I spend about 5 minutes and I journal. And I talk about what I say 3 things that I'm grateful for today, and what are the things that I want to focus on. So what are the things that are really important for me today? So for instance, I use this for my personal life and of course in my business, but in my personal life, like let's say I have a function today, an activity with my kids. And so, my day is going to be really, really busy, or, I have, a long day at work, whatever it is. My goal today is really to be like prepared, right? so that I want to be fully prepared. I want to have all my snacks and I want to have everything ready to go. So that could be like a goal that I want today, or, you know, whatever it is. And I set that intention at the morning, and then at the end of the night, I spend literally like 2 minutes, and I go back to my journal and I write in there like something I'm proud about. And it gets me in a habit of really focusing on those things every single day. And you will hear this theme surely from me and from many of the other coaches. We talk about this because this is not just a physical journey, right? Like, you guys are here and you are committed to really making some awesome changes to your body, to your health, what you're eating, and your lifestyle, but it's also about the way that you think and what you focus on. And as you start to change that with the physical changes, you're going to notice such a difference in just the way that you act every day, in your outcome, in how you handle situations. And it's going to make you a happier, more fulfilled person. So that is what I have to chat with you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I can't remember who is speaking next.
Jess is up next.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks, Leah. That was awesome. And I have to say, I'm like in awe. I'm just staring at all of you, what you're writing so far, to think that we're only day 3 and these are already some of the changes that are happening in your lives right now. Like, amen. Hallelujah. You guys are on a freaking mission. So to be able to already say some of the things like, you know, just getting sleep and being mindful of things that honestly change the quality of your life. Like, I'm going to be a first grade teacher here and pat yourself on the back because you're doing a really good job. And it's not easy. And it's actually really easy to give into temptation. You know, the hard part is breaking those habits that have gotten you to the point of where you were when you decided that now is the time for a change. So, you know, you have to commend yourself already for the changes that you've already done in 3 days. It's insane how much of a difference I'm already hearing from, you know, the people that I've personally put into this group and what I'm already seeing for myself. Currently, right now, I'm inhaling the scent of pizza and leftover chicken nuggets, and it's really hard. This morning, I baked a bunch of healthier muffins. You know, it's like banana and spinach, but there's maple syrup and flour, and I wouldn't even know what container combination to count them as, so I just X them out. But, you know, it's things I would have eaten 5 of them before I even gave Ev 1 of them. So, you know, it's not just our customers or our challengers who are going through it. We're in the trenches with you. So we know how difficult it is, and we know how amazing you all are for giving this a go 110% and being here tonight on this call. So I wanted to start off with that. But I wanted to quickly talk to you about the weekend, because it's all fun and games until it's the weekend, because we're in our, oh crap, guys, I might have to go get my battery thing, charger. Hang on, give me a sec. 1 second.
Real technical with that, my battery.
Hey, Rose, I'll go on and hop on while waiting
Sorry.
on her. Will that work? Oh,
I'm back.
There you are. Go ahead, Jan.
Told you, super fast.
She's quick.
So with the weekend coming up, I know that's usually my hardest time because Dan's not home during the week. I'm working from home. I'm with Ev, so I have access to my fridge. I'm not around temptation because I don't allow it in my house except for when my husband obviously makes pizza. But the weekends are where you have your social engagements. It's where your schedule changes, and it's where you are put in situations that you don't really get put into during the week if you work a typical schedule, right? The weekends are the time when you're going out to dinner with friends. So we wanted to start preparing you now, even though, yeah, it's only Wednesday night. But if you start preparing yourself now mentally for the weekend and what you're going to do to get through the weekend, it's going to just help you be that much more successful. So some of the things that you can start to do now is to prepare your social calendar. I'm not going to tell you to cancel all plans for 80 days. Guys, we have to live life, and we have to be able to realize that this is not an 80-day diet. Okay, what this is an 80-day transition to a healthier lifestyle. So, the length at which you take this to is going to be up to you, but if you're following the plan, that means no alcohol, and it means sticking to your container system, and that also means getting in your Saturday workout. And I know, Ashley, I see your lip. What are you sad about over there? I'll call you out. I see your sad face. So all of these things that you have to start thinking about now, because, I don't have too many plans going on the weekend with an 18-month-old, but start doing things that are going to help you grow. So instead of basing your weekend social calendar around food, maybe you start thinking about doing some different activities. If you're in the area where I live, there's not much to do outside, but if you're in a nicer area, go outside, go to the park. Take your kids somewhere where you wouldn't normally go. Start creating different social events in your schedule that maybe don't rely around going out to dinner or going out to a bar or drinks with friends. So when you start thinking about that, number one, it's going to save you a crap ton of money, guys. Just wait. If you're not spending a fortune at the bar, put for every drink that you would have had, put that $10, or if you go to anywhere around here, it's like $15 a cocktail. Put it in a jar, and you're going to buy yourself something really nice at the end of 80 days. But start doing things like that are going to help challenge you in a different way. But schedule. Schedule is the most important. Think ahead. That's also the most important. If you have plans to go to a restaurant with friends, look at the menu ahead of time. Plan out what you can have, and tell them you're allergic to everything at the restaurant and they need to make it the way you want it. That's one way. So you can really figure out a way to make it work. When the weekend comes, do not throw in the towel and give up all of your hard work that you've put in during the week and just say, I'll start again on Monday. Because honestly, in this group, you guys are doing such a kick-ass job that there is no I'll start again on Monday. That saying is no longer allowed. You are in this, and you're in this with us for 80 days. So if that means having to give up a little bit of cocktail fun, then we'll replace it with something else. You really want to also start thinking about how your schedule changes when you'll get your workout in and plan accordingly. If your kids are super active with sports on Saturdays or on Sundays, plan. If you're at tournaments, I know for my family, this season is always wrestling season. We used to be stuck in gyms all day long, and the only thing they had were bagels, soft pretzels, and hoagies, I think. I hope that doesn't offend it. Not subs, hoagies, heroes, whatever you call them. So make sure you pack your meals, plan ahead. So that was my big thing I wanted to talk about, because that was always my area of weakness. Friday would come and I'd throw it all to the wind and say, I'll start again. That's not our mindset this time. This time we're prepared and we're planning ahead and we're getting ready. So if there are any questions, date night to Panera Bread. You got that right, Tracy. So I bet Tracy's going to plan ahead. She's going to look at the menu and she's going to know what she's going to have. And if you're going somewhere, bring your own food. When I was doing a really strict plan and sticking to it beforehand, I packed a cooler when I went to my friend's house in the summertime to the beach and brought out my own little quinoa salad. So it can be done. It just depends on how much you're willing to really stick to the plan. So let's see. Don't be shy. When you go out to dinner, be specific with what you want. Yeah, tell them. If you don't want butter on your vegetables, tell them no butter, no sauce. Be really specific, because it's 80 days, 13 weeks. We're not expecting you to become hermit crabs and sit inside your house until springtime. You can still go out and have a great time with friends and family and enjoy yourself, but stick to the plan. So I hope that helps start to get you ready and think about ahead of time what you can do to be successful for the weekend. Definitely use some of the weekend time to plan for your next week and use that time to meal prep. And we'll be sharing recipes and meal ideas for different plans. So look around in the group and use the resources that we've given you and ask questions. All right, guys. So I hope that this helped.
Thanks.
And I think
Yeah, I am up. So to kind of piggyback a little bit on Jess and Leah, like this isn't easy, right? But like how I'm feeling today, yeah, like it's hard to give up. Like me and Dave got into this bad habit of every time we went to ShopRite, we would get those Justin's peanut butter cups. I can't tell you like how much money we probably spent on those stupid little cups. I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like they're like little things, right? But I just feel so much better, and I forgot how good it feels when I'm being like really consistent and really eating clean and I'm not feeling like bogged down. So when you see like other people eating other stuff or whatever, like just focus on what you're doing, focus on the good things that you get to eat. Tonight I made a really good recipe from the Fix 8 cooking show. It was the almond flour chicken. It was so good. I made it with chicken tenders. I should have made it with chicken breast, but I know that for next time. You just got to kind of like try things out, and you guys are going to find stuff that's going to just taste way better, and you're not going to feel like you're missing out on stuff. The way that you feel that I'm feeling now, like, no, I don't miss that stuff. Like I have a plan. I have to get somewhere in 80 days, and we're going to Antigua in the end of January. So I got to get my booty moving even faster. And I told Dave, I'm like, I'm not even going to drink there. Like, I feel good. Like, I'm not going to go there and like totally like waste this all like right in the middle of like 80-day obsession. I am focused. So when I go, I'll show you guys like everything that I'm bringing. But like during the weekend, like Jessica says, that's usually when a lot of people like fall off. But you just have to plan ahead of time of like what you're going to do. So for me, like I'm switching my entire day. I'm not working out in the morning. I'm actually bringing my crazy dog to dog sledding lessons because he's freaking crazy and he needs to like get his energy out. So like I'm not going to be working out in the morning. Like I'm going to be like in the freezing cold, and I'm going to be like packing like all my food with me. And I'm sure people are going to look at me and say, what is that? What are you doing? Like, why are you eating now? And I'm going to be like, oh, because I'm on this plan. Like I think I learned pretty quickly, like I don't care what other people say. Like that's good. Do your thing. I'm doing my thing. And I think like in the beginning when you're new to this and like you're out with people and you might not be following what other people are doing, you tend to get those comments. Just brush it off because you know how good it feels when you're going through something and when you're accomplishing something. So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is kind of you know what, you might not be feeling so great right now, right? If you are kind of new to the whole like clean eating and using the containers and certain foods, even if you're new to Shakeology or if you're new to Recover or Energize, you might actually be going through some detoxing. And Autumn talked about this in her 80-day obsession group where, you might have symptoms of low energy, of maybe some headaches. And I think I saw in our group that somebody had a headache or something like that. You might be feeling a little extra sore, or you might have a little bit of like fog brain or whatever. But it's okay if like for the first like 5 to 7 days you might be feeling a little bit off. This is completely new. You're pretty much wiping away what you were doing in the past and replacing it with something else. So if you have like those detox symptoms of like headache and extra fatigue, definitely just drink more water. And I think I saw in this group too, like does your Shakeology water count or does your Recover water count? Try and do the best you can with actually drinking half your body weight in ounces of just plain water, not Shakeology water, not Recover water, but just like plain water. So like for me, I'm 120 pounds. If I divide that in 2, that's 60, right? So I need to drink 60 ounces of water. If I can drink more, and I know I can, I'm going to. That's just going to help to flush your system. Yes, it's going to help you to lose weight, but hydration is super, super important in just the health and self-care anyway. So if you can drink more water, do it. If drinking water is hard for you, just start small. Like I always carry, like this is my shake container. But I always carry like a purple water one and it has like the measurements on it. So I know how much I drank. But I know like for this, I think this is 32 ounces. So I know if I just have this, I at least drank 32 ounces. If I drink 2 of these, I kind of met my requirement for the day. So if you're feeling those kind of symptoms, just try and get as much water in as you possibly can. I don't think you honestly can drink too much water unless like it's being forced. If you're like a frat at a frat party or something, like that's the only time like you could drink too much water, if it's forcibly being like shoved down your throat. Self-care is super important in this program too. Getting enough sleep, and I can't really talk because I don't have kids yet, but just do the best you can. Some days I know Jess is going through a little hard time with Ev and the kids, her being sick and all that stuff. Just do the best you can. Personally, like I got into a bad habit of like doing my Beachbody work and then like, doing a call like this. And then I would like go chill on the couch and watch TV for an hour. Now I'm just like done with this call, going upstairs and going to bed, and that's it. So once you kind of get yourself in a good routine with sleeping, with hydrating, and I don't know if we also talked about doing Epsom salt baths. That is huge. I've taken a bath every single day this week. So usually I'll try and do it right after I work out. But like today, I think after I went grocery shopping, I came home, took a bath. You can use like 2 cups of Epsom salt. You can also put a whole thing of baking soda, like one of those little boxes of baking soda. That'll also help with the soreness and also help you to detox anything that's going on in there. Just make sure that when you're done with the bath, I know it's like super easy to be like, all right, I'm clean, but you actually need to take a shower to just wash off the salt on your skin. You don't want that staying on your skin. So definitely, even if you just have like 10 minutes for a bath, just like a quick, like that's going to help so much with soreness and really help to detox, because you might have what's called like delayed onset muscle soreness, even with Shakeology and the Recover. Like you're switching things up every single day. So if you can do a little bit more self-care with sleeping, with drinking more water, with doing the Epsom salt baths. Also what I do, if you're feeling a little extra sore, and I just love this because I hate the cold, I have this like this whole thing is like a big heating thing. Yeah, like I'm either sitting on it, it's either on my lap, or I have it like wrapped around me like a cape. I got it from QVC if anyone's interested. I love QVC. But it helps to like just soothe the muscles. Sometimes I'll sit here right before I work out, so it's kind of like warming up my legs a little bit. It's not like going deep into my muscles, so I can't be like, oh, I'm skipping my warm up. No, like still do the warm up, but it's just like one of those things that's going to decrease your stress, right? And all those things like I talked about, sleeping, water, taking the bath is going to decrease your stress. If you're high with your stress levels, you're going to increase the cortisol level in your body. If your cortisol levels are high, that's the stress hormone, your body will actually hold on to weight. It will hold on to fat. It thinks it's like going through some famine, kind of like it's the fight or flight response. So if your cortisol is going way high and it's in like stress, like you're running away from a bear or a lion or something, like that's what it was like made for. But nowadays, like we're just so stressed with like everything, with trying to do everything, be everything for people. Like sometimes it's just nice to take those 5-10 minutes just to yourself to de-stress. And that alone will just help you with this program, losing weight, decrease that soreness, just kind of clear your head too. So that's really important. Yeah, that's kind of just what I want to talk about. Lord, my boss actually made himself sick from drinking too much water. One thing I would say that I noticed is like I'm not a big, I never ate before I worked out. So this was different for me the past 3 days. I noticed if I drank a lot of water during my workout, that's when I would get like the sloshies in my stomach, or like if I'm in plank where I felt like something might come up. Not like I was going to throw up, but kind of like had that indigestion. So little note for myself was, all right, like if I'm like out of breath, take a few breaths first, then have a sip of water and not like gulp it down. So I know some of you might be feeling like a lot, like that food might be a lot, right? To have that food, even if you're waiting an hour and a half, try not to drink a lot during your workout. Maybe just have sips and see how you feel with that. All of this is kind of like trial and error, right? Like everyone's body's a little bit different. You kind of have to do like that study on yourself. See how you feel with changing things up and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, try something else. Like that's totally fine. Last thing I will say before I hand it off to Tracy is we are for this week, for the prize of the week is going to go to the person who signed the contract. We'll just pick one person at random. So if you haven't checked that out, Tracy posted it. I'm sure you can just, I'll post it again. Make sure that you guys have that, but just print it out, sign it, or you can just like take a screenshot and like do one of those like signature thingies. And then just put it in your album. And then at the end of the week, we'll check to see who signed the contract. It's just something to keep you a little bit more accountable, to know that like you wrote something, you wrote your name down on something, that you're going to complete it, and we're going to be holding you to it. So make sure that you sign that contract, put it in your album for the prize of the week. I don't know what the prize is, but hey, it's fun to have that surprise, right? All right, cool. So I am going to throw it over to Tracy.
Hey, everybody. So I'm just going to piggyback off of some of the things you said, Rose, like with water. For right now, I know that me personally, I have a really bad headache, and I know it's flushing the toxins out. So I'm really increasing my water. And something I wanted to show you guys, let me see if you guys can see this. So what this is an ice tray. And I have actually taken lemon juice and fresh ginger and froze it into my little trays, and I pop out a couple each day and put it in my water for some flavor in my water. And that's also going to help you guys out with inflammation as well. Lemon and ginger, and you can actually put some cayenne pepper in there. That's going to be good for inflammation. So that's just a little trick that I have. I just pop those little ice cubes out, throw them in my water. You know, make sure you're getting at least half your body weight in ounces in water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink 100 ounces of water a day. I know Rose probably said that. And then make sure you are getting enough of sleep. That's one of the reasons why it tells you, like, wake up at 6:30, make sure you're in bed by 9:30 at night. When you don't have enough sleep, you're not going to have mental clarity that you need for the next day. You're going to make poor decisions, poor choices. So I think Rose said about everything else about sleep and water and self-care. But I really like that water trick. And remember, I know a lot of people don't like to drink water, and you don't want to put artificial sweeteners in your water. So if you spice up your water with cucumbers or fruits, make sure that you count that fruit, if you eat it, as a purple.
Sorry, Tracy, I totally forgot. That's what you were talking about. Sometimes I just get like things in my head. I'm just like, bleh.
It's good. The less I had to say, the best. I'm good.
So being at school though, like how do you do that, like with getting water and like being in class and like having to run to the bathroom?
Well, I actually have a bathroom inside of my classroom, and I have an assistant teacher, and my kids, you know, they know I go to, like, I always, like, literally, I go to the bathroom. Today when we did the cardio workout, I had to stop 3 times. Like, I jump up and down, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And Dale's like, you want me to pause that? I'm like, oh, no, you keep going. You keep going. I said, I just had a baby. And he's like, Elizabeth's 6 years old. You didn't just have a baby. But to me, you know, that's like, it was so bad. When we were doing those things, you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, oh, is all I could do. But I saw where someone said turmeric is also good for inflammation. It is. And I have psoriatic arthritis, so I have a lot of inflammation, especially with this program being new. It's really hard on my joints with all the jumping and everything. So turmeric, you can do the cayenne pepper, the ginger. I just take the peeling off of it, chop it up with my lemons and some water, and I put it in a blender, and then I just strain like all the pulp out, and then that juice is actually what I'm freezing. And it has a really good taste to it in the water. It gives it like a little kick, you know, kind of like a soda would remind you of. And my husband likes it too, so it must not be too awful. I haven't killed him yet. And then a lot of people like to drink. It's also good to have hot at night as well. So you can take those ice cubes, put them in the microwave. It just really is a nice little trick to do if you guys are looking to spice up your water.
Do you also want to talk about the Sunday with the foam rolling and stuff?
With the what?
The foam roller?
Oh, yes. So on Sundays, that is our rest day. And Autumn is supposed to have, I guess it's going to be like a recovery day that she's going to do. And she's going to teach us some moves with a foam roller. And if you don't have a foam roller, they have them on Beachbody. You can get your own foam roller. I think we're all going to need those because I'm sure Like, we are all sore all over. And they're actually going to have a little show on Sundays as well. So while you're foam rolling, you can go behind the scenes and see what the cast members were doing each week. So on Sundays, make sure you check out like the behind the scenes shows. It'll be on Beachbody On Demand, and you do the foam rolling routine as well. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, foam rolling is like, I know a few moves, but that's just because I was an athletic trainer before. But that can really, number one, help with soreness. But number two, it helps with cellulite on the legs. Like, I took my before pictures, and I'll be honest, I was like, yeah, it came back. But that's stuff you can definitely, like foam rolling, water, and eating clean will definitely help that. So if you don't have a foam roller for Sunday, it might not come in time. If you get on Beachbody On Demand, you can just run to the store. I mean, they're kind of like all over the place. Any one of them. I know there's a lot of different types.
Amazon. It'll be here by Sunday.
There you go. Just Amazon
days.
that, baby. Last thing I did want to just share really quickly. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, let me see if I can find it really quick. You guys can see my screen, right? Go into this Fixate thing. Like, seriously, I don't think I've went on this as much as I have this week, just to get some fresh ideas, because I think a lot of us are doing like the same meals, right? Like over and over and over, and it's only been 3 days. But we want to have that variety. So like every week they're going to be putting like new 80-day obsession friendly recipes. So it's going to go with like the right containers. But then if you scroll like all the way down, there's obviously like a lot of recipes. You'll find, I scrolled too far, other like 80-day obsession friendly recipes. So somebody said like, can you still make the recipes from the Fixate cookbook? Yes, you totally can, but you just have to make sure like the containers go with your time nutrition. But there was one here that they did last week just for this, and it was like chicken with sweet potatoes and like this cute little like roll up thingamajiggle. I can't find it, but when I make it, I'll post it. And it just looked like so good, and it fit, I believe, either a pre-workout meal or your post-workout meal. So I thought like it was super simple to just like roll it up and like put it in the fridge and kind of like grab and go. So if you need to like go somewhere this weekend, that might be a really good idea to make that. But when I find it, I'll definitely post it. But just look through this stuff. You never know what kind of good ideas you're going to get for yourself.
And to note, the desserts in the Fixate are only for refeed days, which is not until 6 weeks from now. So don't go making any of the desserts because it might fit into your combination. That's not for a while, but they're on there too. And they're delicious.
Did anybody have any questions or anything that came up during the week that you guys want to ask? You can either comment in the chat, or you can be brave enough and unmute yourself and chat with us. I'm all out of tea.
Oh, I'll just add something too. I had a couple of my personal friends who are going through it with me, and in this group started saying how eating was making them like nauseous. They almost felt like they were eating so much all the time, and all our focus is on food. And I wanted to mention right now, eating kind of feels a little bit like a job, right? Because we're like, oh God, all right, set my alarm. Oh, gotta do this, gotta do this. The first week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks is probably a huge adjustment for everyone who's going through this program, for anyone and everyone, for people who've even followed programs before using these containers. It's an adjustment. So right now, while it feels so regimented and labor intensive and trying, because everything's different and everything's changing, we're in an adjustment phase right now. So know that, you're not alone and eating won't always be like this, but while you're learning something new and adjusting to your new schedule, it's so important to remember this is not what it's going to be like for all 80 days. You're going to get used to it. You're going to be able to whip out some new combinations of new foods using a red, purple, blue, whatever, you're using. when everything is all new, when you start a new job, everything is so overwhelming and new to you at first until you become accustomed and you start getting into the routine and you get used to your schedule. That's what's going to happen here. So if you're feeling like it's a daunting task and you're like, my Lord, I'm doing this for the next 80 days, take a deep breath and give yourself that, adjustment phase period, and give yourself a little bit of a break with that. Because I know, they were reaching out to me and saying that it just felt very tedious. And it's going to feel like that at first because it's an adjustment. But know that it's going to come a little bit easier with each and every day. So let's see. I think someone had a question. So Kata Mix recovered 2 hours before. Are you refrigerating it, Jenna? It's true. We can do hard things. Yeah, I'd say that's probably okay. You probably just want to shake it up a bit before you drink it.
Yeah, Dave's waking up at like 4 a.m., but I told him to make his Energize beforehand, even though like that takes like 10 seconds. I told him to just like make it the night before, put it in the fridge, and then he could legit just grab and then just go, because he doesn't really have like 10, 15 minutes to wait. He's not doing a pre-workout meal, obviously. He's, men want to be men and do their own thing. Okay, fine. But he is doing Energize. But yeah, you can do that, the Recover, even make your shake, as long as it's being kept in the fridge 24 hours, I would say is the max, before you just kind of want to make a new fresh one. And then also, if you guys, I know some of you are either feeling like really stuffed or really hungry, give yourself like this first week to adjust, right? If you're still feeling super hungry, go up a bracket. And I know that's like such a mental block for you to be like, I don't want to eat more. Yes, your body is telling you you need to eat more. Right now, hunger might just be a little bit of a detox symptom, right? You might be just detoxing from sugar and all things like that. But after like 7 days, if you're still feeling hungry, I know technically Autumn says like wait 2 weeks to readjust your plan. I think that's my personal opinion. Going a little bit too long. If you're hungry after 7 days still in plan A, move up to plan B. There was a lot of coaches in the test group that went up to plan B or plan C to where it's pretty much maintenance. So they were not subtracting the calorie burn from doing the workouts, and they got amazing results. So kind of just get that out of your mind that if you eat more, go up in the plan, that it's going to throw off your results. No, you kind of have to just feel and test this for yourself. So don't be scared to do that.
Okay, Megan, one last thing. I almost forgot. The accountability partners have been posted too. So if you requested and put in that you wanted to get an extra accountability partner, it looks like this in our page. It's blue. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like that. I just put it up not too long ago. But I tagged you in it if you did say that you wanted one. If you are newer to the group, you just joined us and you want a partner, shoot me a message and I'll see if anybody else wants to join in and be added. And all you're going to do with your accountability partner is just be an extra supportive friend throughout this process. So giving them suggestions, asking them what it is that they want to do by the end of 80 days, how can I help you get there, and sharing recipes, all of those wonderful things that you would do with a really good friend. That's what your accountability partner is for, except you can ask them honestly, all right, well, when you're slacking, what can I say or do to really help you? Because in the end, it is an accountability partner, someone to really help you succeed in this program and not be like, oh, you had a cookie? You had 5 donuts? That's all right, we'll start again tomorrow. No, you're going to call that person out and you're going to say, listen, this is what you told me you wanted to achieve by the end of 80 days. Is that donut helping you get there? Hell no. So put down the donut. That's what your partner is there for. All right, guys. So I wanted to make sure I shared that, let you know that that is up. It was a random selection. I found a website that lets you do that. So that was awesome. Much easier than writing everyone's name and putting you in a hat. So it was just a random selection. So I hope that you are partnered with someone that's really going to help. I think we're all awesome in this group. So I don't think there was a bad partner to get. So I wanted to put that out there.
And also, I'll jump in again, I know we're like back and forth. if you can work out with your accountability partner at the same time, you can actually use Zoom like we're using now and just do the workout. You can share your screen, do it live. And that's just like that extra thing of accountability. So maybe like your success partner or accountability partner can't work out with you. Maybe post in the group, hey, who works out at 5 a.m.? And then maybe you all can get like a bunch of people on 5 a.m. I typically work out at like 11 a.m. So if anybody wants to work out at 11 a.m. with me, let me know, and we can definitely work out together. So that is an option just for that accountability. All right, anybody else with any questions, comments? Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. All right, I think that is a wrap. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. I will post the recording when it loads to my computer, but keep on going, keep pressing play, keep being kick-ass. You guys are rocking this. I know we're going to be floored when 80-day comes. Just keep doing one day at a time, and we're going to get there. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.